Welcome to Joyriders Key Worker Commuter Route, funded by the London Community Response Fund, from Walthamstow Central to the St Mary's Hospital Paddington and back again. For the outbound journey, I've used a relatively short, quick route, 16.4 kilometres there on a remarkably quiet and pleasant ways. I've returned a much busier way through Camden and Seven Sisters, 70.7 kilometres travelled faster, but lots more traffic. Here it is on Relive. As with all our routes, there are many possible variations that you might want to explore as time goes on. My return journey took just over 2 hours, 90 minutes moving at almost 23 km per hour. As always, the start point is Walthamstow Central, filter to the front at the lights and around under the rail bridge onto South Grove. Hold the central position through the roundabout onto Markhouse Road. Then I've chosen to turn right down Markhouse Avenue and on to South Access Road. On residential streets, make sure you ride a car door and a little bit more away from the parked cars, for obvious reasons. There is a cycle lane cutting through to Argyle Avenue at the end of South Access Road. Then you can use the black path to cut through to the other end of Argyle Way. It's been a cut through since medieval times. Go onto the road, round the roundabout to the left and then onto the cycle path on the right. Quickest way around and onto Lea Bridge Road is to take the right fork at the station. Pass under the road bridge and circle around onto the Lea Bridge Road cycle path. As always on a cycle path, you are travelling in a place where drivers are not looking. Be aware of turning vehicles in all directions as you approach each intersection. Remember, you have the right of way. After crossing the Lea River into Hackney, the left turn off is immediate as you cross the bridge, so be ready. Hopefully you'll enjoy the ride through Millsfield Park, but do be aware of other cyclists and pedestrians in this area, and especially dogs off their leads. Going up Powerscroft Road, don't give in to the temptation to ride too far to the left. Maintain a safe position, a car door and a little more away from the parked cars. Do not deviate from that line, even if there is a gap between parked vehicles. You're sending a very clear message about your intentions. The next part of the route is along a shared pathway. Speak, use your bell, let people know you are there. Over Morning Lane via the bike crossing, then onto a contraflow residential section of streets. Parked cars everywhere. Hold your position in the centre. Negotiate movement with oncoming traffic using eye contact. At Mare Street, there is a split crossing taking you toward London Fields. Be cautious at the give way signs through here. There is often fast-moving traffic with priority over you. At London Fields, you are not going down the main cycle track, but the track in the centre as you pass through the gate. At the multi-way crossing, turn partially right, fourth exit as they say, then deviate along the cycle path to exit the park and cross almost directly over into Middleton Road. Slightly wider residential streets most of the way through Hackney and Islington. Stay in the primary position as you pass parked cars, keeping yourself safe from being doored. Where there are no parked cars, don't get caught next to the curb. Ride at least 3 feet out, keeping yourself in the driver's line of sight. Across Kingsland Road, through to Beauvoir Square with a slight left deviation, past the church and continue straight ahead, reaching the roundabout at Southgate Road. Second exit here, giving way to vehicles on your right. Next left, then next right, following the quiet way signs on the road. Then left down Ecclesbourne Road and across New North Road at the lights. Still following the quiet way signs, cutting through the cycle gate, left turn, then first ride into Bishop Street, across the cycle causeway and right turn onto Prebend Street. My positioning here is the primary position, being part of the traffic, enabling me to filter to the front at the roadwork lights before turning right up Gerrard Road. Left onto Duncan Terrace, and then across City Road and the A501. 2 sets of lights bring you through to Owen Street, where you'll cross St John Street at the lights, then straight ahead, moving through the cycle gate and onto the wonderfully wide Middleton Square. Following around, then directly across Amwell Street onto Lloyd Baker, then first right and first left to take you down a very steep hill to King's Cross Road. Watch your speed down here. Right, then left and left again will bring you to Cubitt Street. Don't miss the cycleway cut through on your right, bringing you to Ampton Street. At the lights, cross over Gray's Inn Road, then you have a long stretch, mostly on protected cycle tracks, through Bloomsbury, then right onto Tottenham Court Road. The cycle lane there was closed when I did this ride, but will open again. You're going to take the next left and follow another fairly long stretch with very few cycle paths now you're in Westminster. Best position is still the primary. Note the rider in front of me not holding a straight line and often far over to the left. This type of riding creates confusion for other drivers, as well as removing the rider from the driver's line of sight. At the end, it's a right turn onto Marylebone High Street, following that until it takes you into an auto left turn at Paddington Street. Similar pattern here, continuing until you turn right at Horner Row. Left at the end and across Edgware Road at the lights. Getting ready to turn right. You'll see the van pass on my inside because I've signalled my intention. First left, then right and across Parade Street to your destination, St Mary's Hospital, Paddington. The journey back takes quite a different route, although at the beginning we're just retracing our steps. We deviate at Nottingham Place, cutting around onto Marylebone High Street and left onto Marylebone Road. You're going to cut across immediately to turn right into York Gate at the lights. Make sure you are looking all around and signalling here. At the next lights, turn right onto Ulster Terrace, the outer circuit around Regent's Park. You're going to follow this all the way to Gloucester Gate Bridge, where you'll turn right. Plenty of other riders on the roads here, some following road rules, some not, so maintain your vigilance. Passing through a series of traffic light controlled intersections, don't be tempted to disobey the lights. They keep you safe. Will bring you to Camden High Street. It can be confusing here, but you want to end up on Camden Road, the A503, so keep centre right at Camden Town Tube Station. It's then a long haul, mainly up the hill to Holloway. There are no protected cycle tracks on this often very busy road. There are also no parked cars. You will see I maintain secondary position most of the time, at least 3 feet away from the curb, in the line of sight for drivers and giving me space if needed. At pinch points on the road, typically where there are traffic islands in the centre of the road, I move out a little more to ensure that no one can pass me while going through these. Crossing Holloway Road, I ride in the traffic before merging back into the bus lane. You must be looking all around and communicating your intention at all times when riding this way. Note when I pass the bus, I ensure I can see their mirror, which means the driver can see me. Continuing on the A503, I'm now coming up to Finsbury Park, almost always choked up with traffic. When traffic is stopped, you can filter through it. Do this on the right-hand side most of the time. You're more visible, you have more visibility yourself, and you have space. You'll see I take the lane until the bus lane resumes along Seven Sisters Road. I filter on the right again on reaching the right lights at green lanes. As they change, I merge back into the traffic, going straight ahead. Then observe and signal to move back into the left-hand bus lane where I ride in the primary position. I want to make any bus go around me, not squeeze me into the curb. Continuing down Seven Sisters Road in the secondary position when it is a red route and primary position when there are parked cars or a bus lane. At Tottenham High Road, you can use the shared cycle path to cross onto the cycle path along Broad Lane. This is often not well marked, but is definitely a shared pedestrian cycle path. I follow this around the Tottenham Hale Retail Park, where you need to be constantly aware of vehicles turning in and out and not seeing you to Ferry Lane. When I did the ride, there were significant roadworks going on here, so once I joined the traffic, you can see I filtered through to the front, using the gaps I could find in the stopped traffic. You need to look constantly ahead to ensure the traffic is still stopped when choosing to do this type of filtering. Once the traffic moves, merge into the primary position and move with it. I've used the cycle lane along Ferry Road but found it was blocked at a number of points, so would use the road until that is amended in the future. As I come to the lights at Black Horse Road, I resume the primary position and filter along the right to the front of the queue. I do not use the cycle path along Forest Road. It is too narrow and intermittent, so I ride in secondary position and move to primary when going through pinch points, filtering to the front at lights. I take the primary again coming up to Hoe Street, where I turn right. Secondary position all the way up Hoe Street. Please ignore the useless paint marking out a supposed cycle path along Hoe. Totally insufficient and puts you in the debris and potholes. Ride to the right of that line and hold your line at all times, especially around any bends. Drivers see you much better there. At Church Road Hill, I filter to the front again, and then it's just a short stretch to Selborne Road and Walthamstow Central. Hope you've enjoyed the ride. See you next time.